Good evening and welcome to the first NCS game here in the Albany High Gym with the Albany Cougars versus the Eureka Loggers. I'm Maggie Torpy-Murray and alongside with me is Aaron Yugasin-Kanayan. Tonight's game is going to be a great game because the Loggers have an overall record of 18-13 while the Cougars have an overall record of 21-3.
That's right, Maggie. The Cougars are seeded 4th in NCS while the Loggers are the 13th seed. However, Albany has never played the Loggers, so despite the seeding differences, we shouldn't underestimate the Loggers. To be honest, we don't really know what to expect from the Loggers, but the fact that they are here tonight means that they are probably a good team.
Right, and let's hope that this makes for a good game, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the first NCS game where we await the start of the game. The TCAL champions, the Albany Cougars, are taking on the Eureka Loggers, seated 9 positions below Albany. However, to get where the Cougars are tonight, they had to beat the St. Joseph Notre Dame Pilots this past Saturday. Overall, it was a better game for Albany as they did not lose one set to the Pilots like they did the last time they played, winning the first set 25-21, the second set 25-13, and lastly, the third set winning 25-22.
Right. So, despite the fact that Albany dominated throughout the regular season, the fans at each game were kind of disappointing. Not many people showed up, but now that we have moved on to the NCS, I think we'll get a much better turnout.
Testing.
I mean, I know I've seen a lot of flyers posted up around the school advertising the game, asking people to come out and support them. They were made by Mr. Castle's graphic arts class. And since it's NCS playoffs, it's important that the students, as well as the parents, come to support the team during the home games.
True, especially because there's now a limited amount of home games, as we are expected to continue to move forward in NCS.
Right. Albany has to be playing a seed that is lower than them to have a home game, and so they're the 4th seed, so there's a good amount of teams lower than them, but there's also 3 teams that are better than them that they could potentially play. So, Maggie, you seem to have a lot of faith in our team. The winner of the game tonight will be taking on the winner of the game between the 5th-seeded Miramonte Matadors from Orinda and the 12th-seed Terra Linda Trojans from San Rafael. How do you think Albany will fare?
Well, we are seeded 4th, and you can't judge everything by seeds. Maybe Terra Linda will surprise the Matadors, Miramonte. But I think we're a pretty solid team. I've watched this team grow throughout their league season. They were undefeated champions, so I think they have it in them to take them on.
Right, and if they do happen to win, either team that they will be playing are a lower seed than them. So hopefully we'll have another home game.
Hopefully, right.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
So for NCS, as you can see, we're doing things a little bit differently. We are no longer just in league. This is the big deal now. So we're going to have sort of a more formal introduction to both of the teams, which I think is, what they both deserve as they've made it this far.
And welcome to Albany High School. For tonight's first round match in the 2013 North Coast Section Les Schwab Tires Championship Series volleyball match, presented by Farmers Insurance. Tonight, the host, Albany High School Cougars, champions of the Tri-County Athletic League, play host to the visiting Loggers of Eureka High School of the Humboldt Del Norte Big 5, Eureka, California. Your display of good sportsmanship will demonstrate your support for the participants, coaches, and officials during this special educational activity. Sportsmanship is a value that has been embraced by NCS member schools for 100 years. We hope that you will enjoy the game and support the students in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. Our participating schools thank you. Our student athletes enjoy the opportunity to participate in CIF North Coast Section Championships, thanks in large part to the generosity of our family of corporate sponsors. Please remember to support our corporate partners in appreciation of their support of our student athletes. Those partners are title sponsor Les Schwab Tires, presenting sponsor Farmers Insurance, also Sports Authority, Pacheco Brothers Gardening Incorporated, official ball of Spalding Sporting Goods, Children's Hospital and Research Center Oakland, Max Preps, official statistician and digital media partner, Cal High Sports Bay Area, and lastly, the California Correctional Peace Officers Association. The officials for tonight's match are referee Anita Miles, second referee Carlos Perales, line judge Kelly Young, and line judge Dale Densmore. These officials are neutral and have earned the opportunity to officiate tonight's game based on evaluations by their respective officials associations and approval of the coaches for whom they work during the league season. We congratulate them on their selection. And now for the introduction of the rosters for tonight's teams, starting with the non-starting players for the Eureka High School Loggers in numerical order, starting with number 2, Jordan Grossi. Number 5, Sarah Barthman. Number 7, Madeline Stivers. Number 20, Shannon Palmer. And number 30, Kendall Lipke. And now for the non-starting members of the Albany High School Cougars. In numerical order, starting with number 1, Jasmine Asia. Number 2, Christine Lagasto Miller. Number 5, Angie Black. Number 11, Kun Palmo. Number 12, Ellie Jackson. Number 13, Desi Cruz. Number 14, Hannah Murray. Number 15, Maggie McKenna. And number 16, Jillian Guffey. And now for the starting members of the Eureka High School team. In numerical order, starting with number 4, Peyton Egbrecht. Number 8, Gloria Garcia Lyons. Number 14, Bobby Purify. Number 15, Lacey Lorenzen. Number 16, co-captain Kate Bremen. Number 21, co-captain Sarah Armstrong. Number 22, Mickey Suega. And number 24, Angelica Smulin. The Loggers are coached by Lindsay Adams, assisted tonight by Athletic Director Omar Khattab. And now for the starters for the Albany High School Cougars in numerical order. Starting with number 3, senior Brooke Tannehill, co-captain. Number 4, Sarah Obasi. Number 6, Benitu Azuakobia. Number 7, Maddie Bernard. Number 8, Anna Munter. Number 9, Shannon Riggio-Curley. And number 10, co-captain Amber Abraham. The Cougars are coached by Mr. Roger Worsley, assisted by Karen Kemp. And now, if you would, please direct your attention to high on the western wall of the gymnasium, where you will see the American flag. And I will introduce Albany High School students Zach Fusen and Brandon Lee, who will sing the national anthem. Thank you, Zach and Brendan. The official ball of the 2013 NCS Leshwell Towers Volleyball Championships, presented by Farmers, is the Spalding Volleyball.
So, you just saw our A1 there, Brandon Yee, singing the national anthem. Beautiful voice, I would say.
Yeah.
Never heard Brandon sing.
He's in the male equivalent of, the choir that we offer at Albany High.
Right,
So.
yeah.
And so is Zach Fuson.
Yep. So, as we get ready to kick off the game, you just heard the starting lineups announced, and something that I noticed was that the regular setter, Christine Lagosto Miller, was not in the starting lineup.
That is strange because usually she's at least in the starting lineup has been for mostly all of the league games. But I guess
Right.
at the last game, Maddie Bernard really.
Yeah,
showed
well,
her skills.
I unfortunately cannot make the last game on Saturday against St. Joe's, but the previous game when Albany was playing, who were they playing? I don't know who they were playing, but it doesn't matter who they were playing. But Albany was winning, and so they put in Bernard, and I guess that maybe was a combination of that and the St. Joe's game that really impressed Worsley enough to put her in the starting lineup tonight.
Right, and he's always looking for multiple strengths in his players. So
Right.
I guess he also likes to try them out in different positions and in different situations.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could turn out really well. Could be a
And
disaster. Who
number
knows?
21, Sarah Armstrong, one of the co-captains, just served and
quickly,
got an ace. Or yes, she did.
yeah, quickly Eureka's on the board.
Like we said before, we don't know much about this team. I don't believe we've played them before, but this is the team that's that the Cougars will actually have a challenge against, I believe.
Right. I mean, St. Joe's, I believe, was the first game that I saw that was really posed a challenge for the Cougars. It was the first set they actually lost, but on Saturday they came out and they played a very good game against them. So it shows really how much this team can grow and develop from even from just losing one set to winning all three, or winning 3 in a row rather.
Yeah, I know that they were determined to not lose any other sets to that team.
Yeah, but
And already we're behind 2 points, so it's time. I think it's time to
2-1.
side out.
Right. Quickly, this game has become quite interesting. Definitely more is happening than some of the other games we've seen. Albany's opponents or sometimes.
Well, when you served, you got the advantage, but
Right.
the call is that Erhan touched the net, so it's another point for
What a
the
shame.
Loggers.
That was a nice kill there by Erhan. She kind of just taps it down right where the Eureka was not playing.
Right, but I'm sure she's going to have many more opportunities to do that point. And the Loggers touched the net on their side, so point Albany and side out.
5 for 7.
And quickly, Maddie Bernard will sub out, and in comes Angie Black. So I guess she takes over the role of setter now.
I don't know if, well, I suppose so, but she is tall, so that's why
Yeah,
she's in the
that-
front row.
oh, I guess-
Asai is setting.
Asai is the setter now. Interesting. And then who's serving then? Anu? Munker?
Well, it's side out, so
Right, but she did serve that first.
yes, she did. Great top spin serve.
And
Amber's now a master at just
Yeah, that's
pushing that ball.
That's
over
kind
the
of
net.
just her signature move. Like whoever Albany's played, they've never really had an answer for that. Which is one of the reasons that Amber is such a great player. And I was talking earlier, and I believe that she is getting some offers to play in college. And
Right. I don't know. Well, I don't know if we should say which one. I'm not
Yeah, I
quite sure
don't know.
which one, but I'm sure she's just going to be as successful as Kyra Holt is now.
Right.
Loggers are struggling.
Yeah, but that was a nice save that appeared that it was an out. But, oh, and then a beautiful kill there by Erhan.
Yeah, another great kill from Erhan.
Yeah, and Erhan, who's one of the 4-year seniors on this team, has really has been playing volleyball for 7 years. So started in 6th grade, which is when most players usually start playing volleyball, because our middle school has a team.
Right, and then she's also played club for, I'm sure, almost as many years as that, which has really given her an edge over the other players.
And we mentioned earlier, or just recently, about how her talent should translate over into college, and she definitely said that she hopes that she can play in college.
24-15.
Right, and I'm sure that that's going to happen. I have no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
One thing about Erhan, though, is she is the tallest player on the team, and she said, quote, "It feels weird to be the tallest because about 2 years ago I was the shortest of the tall people on the team."
Right,
Which-
there is Cardi Caston Hill and Kyra Holt and Nia Jaregi,
Yeah.
all those tall people.
And then now, this year, it's kind of, Albany has become much shorter, and Amber is really she's the only one is 6 feet or over on Albany.
I just want to point out that I guess those flyers have worked. As you can see in the audience, there's an overwhelmingly larger amount of people coming out to support the team. So I guess
Right,
guess.
and there's a very large student population. I can see it's not only parents.
Yeah, that's always great to have.
So you see Brooke Tannehill arguing with the ref about that point. She believes that should have been Albany's point.
Yes, and the linesman on the side that Eureka is playing, he can see straight down that line. But of course, you can always be unsure of that. And with the whole team screaming at you, it's in. They have to sort of think, oh, maybe that was in. And Tannehill, the reason she's captain is because she's so persistent and she will fight to the last breath to argue her way into just another point.
Right. Well, I mean, we see now the score is 6-5. Albany does have the lead, but it's a much closer game than some of the other games Albany has had this season. So 1 point can play a big role and make a difference. See in there, appears that Eureka gets that one, so it's a tie game now, 6-all.
We have currently, Munkter's just stepping off for Obasi, but right before that, we had all 4 seniors on the court. So that's a way to tell, that Eureka is not a team to be underestimated.
Right, yeah, it's rare that we see all 4 seniors on team because we've said this so many times in the past, but Worsley really likes getting the young players involved, likes getting them experience, and sometimes he can't do that, though, if the other team is playing well.
Although I'm glad to see Angie Black on the court. I haven't seen her get as much playing time as other players have.
Yeah. And Tannehill does a little flip in the back of the court, but it was side out anyways.
And the linesman overruled the head ref's call, saying that it did touch Tannehill's hand as the ball went out of bounds. So point.
I don't know if I agree with that call.
Eureka, yeah, I'm not sure about that either.
I was going to say that Arahan, even though she is not known for her serving, had just a nice little set of serves, about 2 or 3 of them, but I guess that was killed by the point that was overturned.
And if you look at that last point, we've always said that Obasi's efforts playing at the front net, they just look effortless. Like she just touched the ball over and they just couldn't handle it.
Exactly. Whereas with Amber, Amber Arahan, she kind of just slams it and puts all her might into it, and you can really see that the other team usually just have no response, whereas Obasi kind of just gets it into an open area where no one is.
Right. Actually, there are a lot of teachers and even some parents sitting on the Eureka side. I'm not sure they got the memo about which side to be on.
I see that too. I mean, it's okay. Either way, you can definitely tell that there's a lot of people here. And every time Albany gets a point, you can hear them cheering very loudly, and it's really nice for the players as well as just everyone. Atmosphere is amazing.
Right. And Bernard to serve. Tricky angle shot there from Eureka, but...
Yeah, it appeared that it might have been going out, but... And Reggio Curley touched the net there. So it's a point for Eureka.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Clearcom, a global manufacturer of communication systems. We want to thank Ram Rosenblum and Clearcom Intercom Systems of Alameda for their generous mentoring and technical support.
I always think Rosenblum is a funny name. Rosenblum.
Like roses and plums.
Exactly.
And the score is 12-8, Albany in the lead. Not the big lead that they're hoping for, but I'm sure that they're going to turn it around somehow. Or, continue to score.
Yeah, exactly. Poon Palmo now is in to serve for Albany. There's a little confusion on that play between Bernard and Tannehill, and I think where they both kind of went for the ball, and I think that just kind of attributes to the fact that Bernard does not get as much playing time as some of the other players. She's still kind of not learning. Obviously, she knows what she's doing out there, but
But sometimes, not being played for so many games or for so little time, it can be surprising to feel like you're on the court.
Right. And we just saw there, Eureka thought that they had just gotten a point, but Albany was able to recover very nicely. Arahan started that, and now Albany got that point.
Coach, she's already here. Coach, she's already here.
And the ref forces that substitution as the player steps up. That's number 15, Lacey Lorenzen, coming in for number 24, Angelica Smulin.
Right. And Poon Palmo is still serving.
Ball's called in, point Albany. And timeout from Eureka.
Yeah, Albany has gone on a little roll there. It's 15-8 now, but when we first started the game, it appeared that it would have been much closer.
Following an undefeated regular season, the women's tennis team is in the thick of NCS tournament play. Yesterday, the Cougars defeated the Lick Wilmerding Tigers 4-3 in the first round of NCS play. Tomorrow, November 14th, the Cougars will take on Branson of Ross at the College of Marin. Good luck to them.
Right, and just a reminder that today's broadcast is brought to you by Contra Costa County Office of Educational Regional Occupation Program, a career training program created for high school students and adult learners. Poon Palmo is still serving now.
Yeah, calling timeouts when a server is on a roll is a strategy that every coach uses, trying to throw them off, but you can see that she's not thrown at all.
Exactly. And I think Palmo is a really underrated server. She doesn't get that many chances with so many other great servers on Albany, with Asaya and Tannehill and Munkter. But when I've seen her serve, she's done her job admirably, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a reliable serve. And sometimes it even turns into a little float, which adds a little surprise in there.
Exactly.
She's very accurate, which is, I'm sure, why Coach Worsley has her serving.
Yeah, now Albany has a sizable lead, up by 10 points, 18-8.
And number 15 quickly comes back out for number 24. Interesting.
Yeah, well, we saw that they, is that a side out? Appeared that number 16, the libero on the Loggers, touched that ball, but guess not.
15 back in. 24, go.
I'm not a ref. What do
I know,
I know?
I wish I was. Great jump serve
by one of the captains on the Loggers team, Sarah Armstrong.
I wonder if that last kill from number 21, Sarah Armstrong, was intentionally short. It looks like it kind of rolled off her hand wrong, but
yeah, I don't think that was intentional, but
overall it gave him another point.
Got the job done. So we were talking earlier about Amber Arahan, who is one of the captains on the team, but the other captain is Brooke Tannehill, who is another four-year senior on this team. And just like Arahan, she has been playing volleyball for quite a while now, 7 years to be exact. And she too also plays club outside of high school volleyball, so she didn't really get an off season. And but she does really enjoy playing for Albany because she likes Coach Worsley, because like herself, he is a very competitive person and will do pretty much anything to win. And the teams that Tannehill has been on the past 4 years have been very competitive teams.
That's very true. And always, like in league, we didn't have too much difficulty. Like the only really difficult team was St. Joe's. So it's nice to see
Right.
the players
And the only
struggling.
difficult team was St. Joe's, but we still beat them in 3 sets. So that one was just barely in. So Albany still is leading by 7 points, but the Loggers are definitely starting to play a little better now.
And they don't look discouraged at all. I'm sure they're used to this. They know how to emotionally handle this.
Right. I mean, even if they lose this set, it's not over yet.
Definitely, no.
It takes 3 sets to win, or 3 games.
Oh, that's an error off of Munkter. I could see that ball was going out.
Are there such things as errors in volleyball? 'Cause in baseball, you can get an error.
I mean, I guess you can call an unforced error, like, they bring it on themselves.
Does it go on the stat sheet, though?
I'm not sure.
And there is Amber's dominance once more. She has already, 5 kills, I think, maybe 6, I don't know. I haven't counted, but she seemed like a lot.
Right. And almost every single attempt that she makes, it ends up in her favor, so
Right.
she's a great asset to the team.
Yeah, they'll definitely miss her next year. That's why. But they have the sophomore Sarah Obasi, who we've talked about earlier, who has been playing very well. So hopefully she can take over for Amber.
I wonder what Coach Worsley was just saying to Maddie Bernard.
Yeah, no, I noticed that too. We've yet to see Lagosto Miller in, which is very interesting because she's
been our main setter for
she's
the
been
whole league.
Exactly. And even if Worsley wanted to get Bernard involved, it's strange that he just would take Lagosto Miller out altogether.
9-11, go.
And again, we have all 4 seniors on the court.
Along with Jasmine Asaya and Angie Black.
In 2 games ago, Jasmine Asaya was out for most of the game injured. So I'm glad to see that she's mostly recovered as of now.
Yeah.
But I noticed that Anu Munkter she had her hand taped up, and also Maggie McKenna, along with her recovering leg injury, has our wrist taped up too.
Yeah, well, Brooke Tannehill also has her thumb taped up a little bit.
Wow, there's injuries
So
all
it's really nice. It's really good to see Albany playing through these injuries, though. Or I don't know if good would be the right word, but it's they really. I mean, if they had all these players sitting out, half their team would be on the bench, and you can't win that way. Got a nice little rally going now. So that one was hit outside of the antennas, which means it's a point for Eureka.
Okay, I heard that time, but just so you know, you're still really low.
Nice block there by number 14.
She's not listed here, but
I have no clue what number 14's name is.
but neither team is really like an extremely tall team overall. So
right.
they're evenly matched that way in some respects.
Yeah.
And Erhan just pushes the ball too far out of bounds.
Yeah, that's the one problem with Erhan, because she's so strong that sometimes she hits it too hard.
Right.
But I mean, of course, the good makes up for the bad. Way more.
Yeah, overall, Erhan's more good than bad, definitely.
Exactly, that's what I was trying to say.
Oh, that was a tough call to make, but
yeah.
they did call that Erhan touched the net.
Yeah, now Eureka's gone on a little bit of a roll. They're only down 3 points now, 22-19.
But we're only down 3 points from winning this set, so let's hope that
true.
we can keep it together.
Well, more plays like that from Ruggiero Curley could definitely end this game early.
Yeah, when she finds the right window and when she gets the perfect set, she can really kill that. Despite her lack of, she's not as tall as Erhan, but that doesn't matter in some cases. That's an error on the Loggers' part, so point Albany and set point, as you just heard. And that's the first set for the Cougars. That was a tough one, but
yeah, Albany
made it through.
was able to squeak out the win. I mean, a 6-point win, but still plenty of volleyball left to be played.
Definitely, and let's hope to see some other players too. Although I think Coach Worsley will wait until the third set to bring in any new players if this game is as close as the second game.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah.
That was an interesting first set, wouldn't you say, Aaron?
Yeah, I think it was very interesting first set. I think we learned a lot by both teams. We learned that Albany looks like the better team. However, Eureka is not going to go down easily.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, they're not to be underestimated.
Yeah, and we didn't know a lot about this team before. It's always kind of tricky. Well, first of all, like having barely any stats on Max Preps to look at.
Yeah.
And also we hadn't played them before. Perhaps the team played them in a tournament, but we didn't hear about that.
Right. I mean, well, they had to travel 6 hours to get here, so it was quite a journey. Really, I mean, I don't think unless it was for NCS playoffs, I don't really think that Albany would ever play Eureka.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they'd be in different leagues, so that's why their paths would never have crossed.
Exactly.
So it looks like on the Eureka's team, they've got their star players on.
So, today's broadcast is brought to you by the City of Albany KALB 33, supporting community television and providing Albany citizens with broadcasts of local, social, and political events. City of Albany KALB 33. And now we're getting ready to start the second set. Here's the starting lineup for the Cougars will consist of number 3, Brooke Tannehill, number 6, Benita Izu Alcobia, number 10, Amber Arahan, number 7, Maddie Bernard, number 9, Shannon Regio Curley, and the libero number 8, Anu Munkter.
And for the Loggers, we've got number 21, co-captain Sarah Armstrong, number 22, Mickey Swega, number 24, Angelica Smulin, number 4, Peyton Egbrich.
Wait, 2 number 4s?
Oh, no, sorry, one of them was 24.
Oh.
Let's see, who have I missed?
And
And
do you say the
libero, also co-captain Kate Brennanman.
Right.
I hope I covered everyone. They don't give us our starting lineups.
And Munkter is now serving, as mentioned many times. She's one of the better servers on Albany's team, but they really have a lot of great servers. There's really no one that you can't rely on. Even Arahan has gotten her her chance every now and then.
Yeah, it all comes down to team support and communication. And boy, have we got a lot of support.
Yeah, it's really nice to see a lot of the basketball players and a lot of the football players here because they know that they want people to come out to their games as well, so it's nice to see them here at other sporting events.
Yeah, now that the football season is over, they're all able to make the games to see the whole game.
Exactly. So 2-2. We're tied early on as Asaya and Black will come on as Bernard and Izu Alcobia come off. And Asaya quickly goes over to the ball to serve. She led the league in aces per set, so I'd say she's a pretty good server.
She's a pretty good server. She had like a total of 14 assists the last game, which is great. And now she's sort of acting as the setter for the team. So
yeah,
she's becoming an all-around player.
It really makes me wonder about Lagosta Miller, though. If there's an injury or if I don't know, if Worsley's mad at her or something, she's not going to practice. I don't know.
Yeah, that's happened before. You know, if you wear the wrong colored shirt, you can get out of the game, you know.
Exactly, yeah. Which is unfortunate because they could definitely use her, as they have used her all season, y'all.
Yeah, the score's tied as of now, 3-3.
But in the previous set, it was also, or previous game or whatever, it was also close early on, and then Albany kind of dominated after that.
Right. And Andrew Black touches the ball, or actually touches the net, so unfortunately, point Eureka. You know, whenever Amber goes up to hit that one shot, no one from the Cougars team steps up behind her to cover for her because they know that she's going to get it over the net and on the
I don't
ground.
think I've ever seen Amber not get that over the net.
Yeah, no one's tried to block her on that kind of move. And Obasi just jumps up and hits the ball down. It's like
it just looks so effortless. Like she kind of just like, just sits it a little bit.
Yeah, it's amazing. And Arahan
It's really
is serving,
just remarkable to watch.
which is not something that you see that often, but she's also a pretty reliable server.
Yeah. Worsley seems a little upset on the sideline.
Well, he should be. They're tied.
A little bit, yeah. Eureka's come out of this set playing much better.
Yeah, they must have had some strategy.
I mean, but along with that, it appears that Albany has made a couple of mistakes as well. We just saw like one there from Amber Arahan.
Yeah, one thing that sets Eureka apart from other schools we played is that they're a smart team. They don't just try to get the ball over and on and over, you know, but they have a strategy too.
And that hits an antenna. Does that mean something?
That means that the ball is automatically out.
Oh, right, okay. And now Eureka has a lead, 7-5.
Ridgio Curley is one of our star senior players, and she's usually more on the offensive side, but you know, rotations, you can't avoid them. So she's playing back row as of now.
Yeah, and she's played volleyball for 8 years, so she started before middle school, which was interesting. She said that she wanted to just to try something new, and she ended up loving it and has played ever since. And she's been on varsity all 4 years, so you could say that she's pretty good at it.
Right, and she hasn't been, you know, she's not like Arahan. She's not super tall. She doesn't automatically fit in a place at the front of the net, but she's had to work her way up. And now as a senior, she's got a lot more playing time, so that's great to see.
Right.
Because we need her for those kills.
Yeah, and but she said that high school volleyball has taught her a lot about time management because playing for the volleyball team means a lot of practice and a lot of games. So you really have to know how to manage the rest of your time with homework and whatnot. And 7-9 now the score for Albany. They're only down by 2 points, but they don't want this game to get too out of hand.
And there are 3 seniors on the court as of now. I don't see that changing anytime soon, the lack of seniors.
Right. I think all 4 seniors are going to get a good amount of playing time throughout the whole night. I mean, libero, Anu Munker can kind of just come on and off whenever she sees fit.
Right. And, they deserve it. This is their last year playing. They are determined to get to state and win this time. 2 years ago, they came so close.
Right.
And 2 years ago, they had Kyra Holt, so we'll see how this...
It's a totally different team now.
Yeah.
So, Maddie Bernard now was just with that serve, and we've talked about her a little bit. Nope. Okay.
Yeah. She's stepped in for Saya to set now.
Yeah, and there's a set right there. Didn't really get the job done as we saw that Abassi went up to get the kill, but instead Riggio Curley kind of had to push it over. But there we see Riggio Curley getting the kill. So
But
now the score is
Riggio
tied
Curley
at 10.
comes out for Poon Palmo.
Yeah, the sender back there to serve.
Have we seen Riggio Curley serve?
That is a good question. We were just talking about how almost everyone on the team is a good server, and even Arahan, we don't see Worsley taking her off the court when it's her turn to serve. But yeah, I don't know if I've seen Curley. It seems like Riggio Curley rather. It seems like Worsley almost always puts in Palma or Saya or someone else in when it's her turn to serve.
I mean, it may be because Palmo is more of a back row player. I'm sure that Riggio Curley has a strong serve, but it's interesting that we haven't seen it.
I mean, hey, they've been winning without her serving, so why ruin it, right?
Yeah, we are up 2 points now, 12 to 10. Of course, Worsley will be much happier once we put more distance between our scores.
Yeah. Well, more serves like that would get the job done.
Definitely.
I mean, that was kind of just Eureka making a mistake, but hey, still got a point.
And side out, number 14, whose name we do not have, unfortunately, to serve. Good topspin serve to Arahan.
So Albany High's winter sports are just around the corner with tryouts this week for soccer and basketball and the beginning of the grueling wrestling season.
Grueling, is it?
I don't know. That's what it says here. It's grueling. I don't know who calls it grueling, but wrestling is definitely going to be an interesting sport to watch this year as Coach Rose will be taking over as the head coach for Coach Bankson, who has been a part of Albany for so many years and just retired this year.
Did you see that kill by Arahan? How can you not miss it? That was great.
Classic Arahan. And you saw that crowd went wild.
Yeah, she didn't push that ball or tip it. She killed it.
There's a reason they're called kills.
Right. And the crowd tries to confuse the Eureka team, but
so Munkter now continues her serving.
And gets an ace on him. Miscommunication by the Eureka team.
Yeah, now Albany has been separating themselves a little bit. But Munkter, unlike some of the other players, she started playing volleyball in only 8th grade, which as a result, she did not make varsity her freshman year. But I mean,
well, we don't know if those two are.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. But I mean, it's hard to make varsity freshman year anyways. But she made it sophomore year, which was nearly as impressive.
Yeah, I believe, I think she joined the team actually at the end of, league was over at the end of freshman year, but the team continued on to NCS.
A crew of 15 Albany High School students out of a class of 25 in the video production class. This production will air on TV.
So after second and third place showings respectively at the TCAL Championship, the women's and men's cross-country teams next compete at the NCS Championship Saturday, November 23rd, hosted by Hayward High School. And we saw the Eureka Loggers take a quick timeout there, as we mentioned Albany has been trying to separate themselves, and Loggers are trying to get themselves back in.
It's all Munkter can do to not slam that ball when she serves, but strategically it makes sense for her to do a short serve. But now that the Eureka team is sort of inching up, yeah, she hits it deep. Smart.
See it. Oh, and another beautiful slam there by Aaron, and where the crowd goes wild. It's really entertaining to watch this crowd. They have a little chat there. So tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GoPro, makers of small wearable action sports cameras that go anywhere and attach to everything. The new HD Hero 3 Plus also has a live preview out, allowing us to switch to beautiful HD video from backstops, backboards, goalposts, and more. The GoPro HD Hero 3 Plus, making heroes out of Albany student broadcasting since 2012.
Yeah, thank you, GoPro, because we can see some great net action and some jousts even from the players.
But what I was saying earlier is you could hear the crowd as an interesting little chat, because Albany gets, of course, they get 3 shots to get the ball over the net, and so they say A, L, and B for each hit. I don't know who came up with that, but I like it.
I do too. Better than A, H, S. B has that sort of final sound to it.
Right. 21-12 there. Wow, I've kind of lost track of this game and quickly.
Yeah, me too.
It's early on. It seemed like it was Eureka was playing much better, but now Albany has kind of separated themselves.
Great kill by Izu Okobia. And you see that switch again. Those two same players sort of change in and out between points depending on their position and the rotation. Definitely one strategy of Coach Worsley. The Loggers seem to be struggling. It's either miscommunication or just the Cougars are too good for them.
I mean, if you've been watching, nearly all of Albany's points have been on via a nice kill. So it appears as more that Albany is just overpowering the Loggers.
Sounds good. And Asaya to serve. Almost gets an ace right there.
And Mugter attempts to go for the ball, but just realizes that it will be a side out. And now
point.
Set
He beat
point.
me to it. The crowd might actually end up distracting her, but
Yeah. And that one is not even close.
Second set goes to the Cougars.
and that is set number 2 for the Cougars. Great game. We did end up sort of pulling ourselves together a little bit more and gaining more of a distance between points between the Cougars and the Loggers. So, I think I think that Coach Worsley might feel comfortable enough to put in some of the more inexperienced players. He did bring up, after the league game, he did bring up 2 freshmen, Miriam Simon, number 12, and Hannah Murray, number 14, along with to go along with our freshman who's been on the varsity team the whole time, Jillian Guffey. But now let's focus our attention on to Laura Tannehill, Brooke Tannehill's mom. Laura, welcome.
Thank you, Maggie.
So, as a mother who's had her daughter been on the varsity team for 4 years, and I believe Brooke Tannehill has also been playing for several years before that, what do you think so far of how far Brooke has sort of grown?
She definitely has grown as a player, especially this year when she's had to play outside hitter, and normally her position is as a libero, so she definitely has to stretch out her playing, and it's very challenging.
Yeah, I remember in the past couple of years, Coach Worsley tried her out for setter, and then like front row attacker, and then back row defense. So would you say that she's pretty much an all-around player, right?
Yes, pretty much. But mainly her best position is defense, is a best defense specialist. So that's what she plays club and has been playing.
Did you expect her to be captain of the team?
Expect her, she definitely has that potential, and yeah, she's been captain for 3 years now. So yeah, I definitely did expect her to take that position. She's definitely a leader.
Yeah, I definitely agree too. We were commenting earlier in the game when she was arguing with the ref that she's always there, arguing to the last breath that that she can get that point. And it's really great to have that sort of spirit coming from her. So now more about the team. 2 years ago, they made it to the state championships, and they didn't quite make it. It was so close. It was kind of painful to watch. But what do you think of their odds or chances to get into the state championships and win this time?
This time, it's a very long road, so I believe that they take it one game at a time. And it's not going to be easy. It wasn't easy the last time when they had almost kind of the perfect team. So this time we have a lot of it's a younger team. It will be really difficult. But I think that if they stay focused, they could get pretty far.
I agree, definitely. So, now that we're past league games, we're sort of introduced to teams that we haven't seen them play before, at least. I haven't seen them. Maybe they played Eureka at a tournament. Do you know that?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Are there any other teams? I know that Campolindo's seeded number 1, Bishop O'Dowd, I believe, is number 2. So those would be the teams to look out for, but of the top teams, who do you think we need to be extra careful about?
Definitely Campolindo. Yes, definitely. We didn't play in as many tournaments this year as we had in the past. A couple of years to prepare us to meet up with all these teams. So it's going to be a real challenge because we've just mainly played one other tournament outside of our league. So we haven't seen too much competition out there.
Okay. Well, let's wish the Cougars all of luck, and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm sure Brooke is happy to have you as one of the moms who's been supporting her all this time. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And back to the game. We are leading with a point, and freshman Jillian Guffey is on the court now. She's wearing the Libero's jersey, so welcome back, Aaron.
You missed me?
Yes, I did.
I knew it.
It's only for a brief moment. Did you take a nap?
No. I tried to go get some water, but then Mr. Purdom was like, you guys are back on in a second, so I came back. Anyway,
I was just commenting about how Jillian Guffey is in, but she's wearing the Libero's jersey.
I also too noticed that. Interesting. I guess because of the fact that Albany won the first 2 sets, I guess they're trying to try a few new things out. But something else I noticed in between sets was that Christine Lagasto Miller was warming up on the sideline.
Okay.
So it could be a precursor of something to come, a little foreshadowing.
Well, that's what happened with when Maddie Bernard started coming on the court. She only came in during the second or third after the Gastonilla had a turn. So.
What a kill there by Erhan.
Or
Just kidding. I don't know who that was. I wasn't really paying attention. Look, I assumed it was Erhan.
I think it's safe to assume, almost safe to assume
that most kills are by Erhan, right?
Right. What I really want to see is for Angie Black to get some kills.
Yeah.
You know, it's up to the setter to choose who to set to, and I can see why they want to set it almost always to Tannehill or Erhan, but.
So we mentioned that Albany has begun to play much better than they started, but the Loggers also appear to be making more mistakes, and you can't do that when you're playing a team like Albany because they're such a great team. I mean, to beat a good team, you kind of have to play flawlessly.
Yeah, it's all about that mindset. You know, doing certain things just by like forcing a smile on your face, even though you don't feel like it, it can really help change the mood and affect your whole team's mood too.
Right.
But also, you know, getting a kill can also do that.
Nice recovery there by Albany.
And Angie Black gets her moment, but unfortunately hits it out. But, you know, that wasn't the greatest set by Guffey, who's, you know, not one of the setters. So
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a team effort. And
I'm hoping we'll see Legasto Miller here in a second.
I hope so, too. Although Bernard and Asaya have been doing a pretty good job, too.
Yeah. And Asaya clearly touched the net there.
And it was also a lift, too, but yeah.
Yeah. Double jeopardy.
Nice set by Guffey.
A nice set there
No
by
doubt.
Asaya.
Erhan slams it down.
It's almost like she's slam dunking the ball.
Yeah. Maybe she should play basketball, too.
Maybe.
But, you know, she does have club volleyball to worry about.
Yeah.
And
But I
if
mean,
she wants to get into a college team.
We don't have very many tall players on our basketball team either. But it's a discussion for a different day and a different time.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the basketball games, though. I'm not sure what Tannehill was aiming for. Her serve the ball seemed to glide upward as it passed over the net.
Yeah,
so.
and it's tied game 5-5, but it seems as in every set,
The first 10 or 15 points or so are pretty even, and then after that, Albany kind of just takes over. I'm not sure what it is really.
They kind of take turns going back and forth, but
yeah.
great recovery from the Loggers. I wish we had the GoPro for that one.
Yeah, that would have been a nice shot. Blame the director. Just kidding.
But fortunately, it looks like that somehow got to the R point, so.
Yeah, I think they touched the net, or I don't know.
We can review the tapes later.
Right.
Eureka is not giving in,
Yeah.
and I give him credit for that.
Yeah, I do. I think that was a little too powerful by Reggio Curley.
Yeah, she does tend to overshoot things.
Yeah.
But, you know, when she gets the perfect set and the perfect moment, the perfect approach, she can really, it's like untouchable when she hits it over the net.
Yeah.
And number 4, Peyton Eggbrecht to serve on Eureka's side.
Two substitutions now for Albany as Maddie Bernard comes on to serve, which is interesting because I
Still
thought
no Legasto Miller.
Right. And Benita Izu-Alcobia also comes on for Angie Black.
And Izu-Alcobia was one of the few freshmen on the team last year.
She's a sophomore? I thought she was a junior.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. I know that she was one of the younger players in the past couple years, but definitely, you know, as a junior now, you can see her growth. And she's become a strong hitter.
Yeah, next year she's gonna have to be one of those players who kind of, great resilience there by Albasi. The first try couldn't get it done, and neither could the second, but she still stayed with the play.
Worsley does not look happy as he talks to Erhan. And
You know, he doesn't look happy, but does he ever really look happy?
not
I mean,
unless they
even
win a
when
perfect game.
even when they've won in 3 sets in the middle of the third, even when they've won the first 2 sets in the middle of the third set, they can be up 15-0, and he'll still seem a little dissatisfied.
Well, you know, he knows that there's always room for improvement, and
Right.
he knows that his players can always do more. You know, that's
Well,
what we've got to think.
he knows how good all these players are. So when they make mistakes or when they let up a lot of points, he knows that they could be playing better, and they just aren't for whatever reason. But
And we don't get to
and like
see Reggio Curley serve as Poon Palma
once
comes
more,
in
yeah.
there.
Seems like we'll have a little bit of a platoon whenever Reggio Curley goes back to when she rotates, starts to serve. Poon Palma comes
Great
out.
up by Erhan. That was not expected.
Is that a point by?
The ball was out, so
But didn't the lines
he
call it in?
said it looked out to me. But
It looked out to me too.
the lines judge, they look down both lines, but
Oh, I
just-
see. I see.
yeah,
So it's that line. Okay.
yeah. If only the people listening could see where we were pointing, but
I know. Point there for Albany, and the game is still tied at 9. So Albany's been trying to distance themselves, but they have been unable to. And now Guffey will come back in as the libero. And we have yet to see Munkter in this set, I guess, because Albany won the first 2. But I mean, the way they have been playing this third set, I mean, I think Worsley will want all the seniors in to help try to end this game in 3 sets as opposed to prolonging it.
yeah, and like what you said about the score, like you said, like in the first 15 points or so, they sort of wavered back and forth. So hopefully we'll see a change soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, it already appears as if Albany's been playing a little bit better now. Nice block there by Erhan. And timeout now. Nope, just kidding, now timeout. I lied.
Well,
Just check if you guys were watching.
Guffey to serve again. Left-handed. I'm not sure if she's left-handed, but great kill, although out.
I mean, if he gets
So
the
another
job
point,
done,
Albany.
who cares?
Yeah, do we have any lefties on the team?
I could not tell you. So much of volleyball is played with both your hands that it's really hard to. It's really only the serving that you can tell whether the players are left or right-handed.
Right. Yeah, the only advantage between like being left-handed and right-handed is if the player is playing the position of right side, and being left-handed helps because you can turn to face the setter, whereas if you're right-handed, your back is to the setter. Just a
Right.
little volleyball
So,
trivia for you.
Freshman Jillian Guffey, number 16, who's currently acting as libero, was prior to the playoffs was the only freshman on the team, and that is quite an accomplishment. We mentioned how 3 years ago, 3 years ago, there were 3 of them with Erhan, Reggio Curley, and Tannehill, but this year there was only 1 with Guffey, and she said that, quote, "I would like to let volleyball take me wherever it takes me. It would be an honor to play in college, but I'm not expecting to make a career out of it. Volleyball is something I do because it is an outlet. I am truly happy when I play. I don't want to make it another thing to stress over."
It's really nice for her to have supporting girls on her team that are older
Yeah.
than her.
Yeah, well, she's also said that playing with the older players has really helped her. And we see it. She's been playing great. All right, so
And Jasmine Asaya is to serve, I believe. Yes, she's to serve. And as we mentioned many times before, she is one of our strongest servers, but she has many other strengths too in assists, so playing back row defense. We haven't seen her much on the offensive side as her height
is a restriction.
Yes, it is. But she's always there for her team. See, right there.
Exactly. Perfect example.
Angie Black tries again for another kill, but she doesn't quite get it.
I would say Asai is a very resilient player, never giving up, always playing until the end.
Even with recovering from an injury, she's in there because
Exactly.
Coach Worsley knows that
She's
she can
valuable,
handle it. Yeah.
and also too, she's valuable to this team.
Oh yeah, because she can play mostly all around.
Right.
And she's smart too, you know, with that push.
I think she could get a kill or two if she really wanted to.
Yeah, I've seen her do it. There's nothing stopping her really. Except, you know, the team wants to set to air hunt all the time, which
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, neither do I. So,
Oh, well, freshman number 12, Miriam Simon, is not going to come in.
well, she came up to the.
Oh, now the ref is making her because she started walking up. So,
Little confusion.
or not.
Little confusion, but it's what we usually see. Poon Palma coming off when she rotates up for Reggio Curly, and Tannehill now will be the server.
I can understand why he didn't put Miriam Simon in yet because we're
It's
only
too
in a
close.
5-point
Yeah,
lead.
it's too close of a game to.
Even though we've won 2 more sets, you know, they want to go home. They want to just win this set.
Right. And it appears that the way the first 2 sets have played through, it appears the third set is doing the same, where the beginning was very close, and now Albany is beginning to take a little bit of a lead as they're up by 6 points, make that 7.
And freshman Hannah Murray comes in for Tannehill. So
And
I guess-
she's going to serve, too. Whoa.
I guess now a 7-point lead
The
is
crowd
enough to make them.
is ecstatic. Really like seeing the freshman play. Nice serve there. And that is a side out and point for Albany, so we'll see Hannah Murray serve once more. So, should Albany prevail this evening, they will play in the next round of NCS tournament Saturday night at home against either Miramonte or Terra Linda. Game time is 7 p.m. So, that the Miramonte and Terra Linda game is going on currently. So, unfortunately, we do not know who the opponent is yet. But
Miramonte, I believe, was seated number 5, right?
Maybe, I don't know. Either way, I think you're right. But either way, they both were seated below Albany as it will be a home game. But it will definitely be interesting because all the teams in NCS playoffs are here for a reason, and they're good teams.
Right, and another thing to mention about, I was looking at the bracket, and it appears that the seeded number 1 team, Campolinda, will have to face them before, if we want to get to the championships.
Right. Yeah, and if we do get to the championship, or we might have to be playing Bishop O'Dow, who we lost to 2 years ago. Last year.
Last year.
I mean.
Last year.
So kind of be a rematch if we can get there.
And it appears that number 12 Miriam Simon was in for a brief moment. We didn't catch that. But Tannehill's back in, and our other senior Reggio Curly is in.
So at this point, I think it's fair to say that we might not see Lagosto Miller at all. But if Albany wins, then I guess it won't really matter. And Asaya there just slipped on the floor. Appears it's wet or something. She was just wiping it up.
Yeah, they might need a towel to towel that down.
I don't know where the water came from, though.
Sweat.
That's gross.
That's why you see so many players wiping the bottom of their shoes to keep them dry so they get good traction.
Right. I mean, when you have such cool shoes, you definitely want to keep them clean.
All right, 4 more points until the Cougars take this set and match and game.
And move on.
Yes.
Hit it 4 times. You only allowed 3 of those.
Yeah, the Loggers can't afford to make those kinds of mistakes, but they are pretty down as they know the end is nearing. But they can also turn it around if they can.
And win 3 straight sets.
Right.
It's not impossible, but I wouldn't say it's probable.
Well, they might have this chance now. Let's hope number 14
Yeah,
is
22
as strong
to
a server
16
as she
now.
has been to sort of bring them back up. That just barely cleared the net. They were lucky.
And once again, Obasi just tips it over. Give it her a little effort.
I
that
bet she
always
hasn't even
does.
sweated this whole game.
I bet she never sweats.
And number 13, Desi Cruz, to come in for Brigio Curley to serve. So I guess Worsley just really doesn't want Brigio Curley to serve.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or to be in the back
I don't
row.
know. It's weird. It's weird. Should definitely ask her about that later to have some information for the next game.
And the Loggers are just giving over 3 points, so
yeah.
match point.
You know, the crowd was cheering earlier. They don't want it, and
Tannehill really wanted that to be the last kill, but
and that one was confusion on the Loggers side, and Albany will take this game in
And
just
move
3
on
sets and
in-
move on in NCS
Yeah.
playoffs. It's really great to see the Cougars have such a dominating win, because we really didn't know what to expect coming into this game from Eureka. But
and you know, I noticed that their team, the Loggers, their team is mostly made up of seniors. So even though we learned something about them tonight, next year it'll be kind of a completely new team. So
yeah, right. But so now that Albany has won this, then we'll start preparing for either Miramonte or Terra Linda. But I don't think they've played either one of those teams yet this season.
no, I don't believe
Either,
so
so
either.
it'll
Actually,
be
most of the teams in the bracket we haven't played yet. Because
Right.
I think
So it'll
we
be a
defeated most of
completely
them in league.
new challenge once more. And as we mentioned earlier, that game will be on this Saturday at 7 p.m. here at Albany High School.
Yeah, let's hope we get just as good a turnout as we did tonight.
Right, it's a really great turnout. It was really nice to see the crowd cheering and coming up with all their stuff. I think the players definitely enjoy that as well.
Well, why wouldn't they cheer? I mean, they got free T-shirts, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
On TV, this broadcast will be
shortly we will be having our own Cat Super Wit interview.
Senior Brooke Tannehill.
Right, but until then, you just gotta listen to our beautiful voices.
Right. You know, I think the game on Saturday, even though we know nothing about these teams, for those of you listening, you can always check out Max Preps to check out their stats. I know I will be doing that too, just to see sort of how they're doing. And now it appears that we're not turning it over to Kevin.
So you were talking about Miramonte and Terra Linda. Their stats on Max Preps will be definitely something I will want to check out. But as well as that, I'll be interested to see how the rest of the teams in the NCS fared. I'm assuming that Campolindo probably got a win
I'm sure
tonight,
they
as
did.
they were the first seed and played the 16th seed. I don't remember who that is, but
Yeah, they're always going to be playing, or are they always going to be playing someone lower than them?
I mean, they're the
'cause
first seed.
right,
Everyone they play is lower than them.
Exactly.
But with Albany, they're the 4th seed, so as long as they play anyone below a 4th seed, we'll be having these great home games,
Right,
which are so fun too.
come out and support the Cougars while you can. because as we said earlier, we're only going to have so many more games with our favorite 4 seniors.
Right, Brooke Tannehill, Abra Erhan, Anu Mukhtar, and
Shannon Ridgeville Shirley. That's right.
Yeah,
Aaron.
it's definitely going to be totally different next year without these 4 players. I mean, because we are in the same grade as them. So, appears that our own Kat Superwood is now ready on the sideline with Brooke Tannehill.
Take it away, Kat.
All right. Hi, I'm here with Brooke Tannehill, captain on the team. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
So with this win, what does it mean for the team in NCS?
It means that we move forward, and it's a really good win for us. We got out of the first round, and hopefully we'll continue to the finals.
I noticed that you were keeping the team really calm and focused, especially when the scores were really close. So how does it feel to be leading a team like Albany?
It feels good to be leading. I just think that when the score's close, we just have to keep our composure and stay calm and just play our game.
And so what have you learned from this game that you will take on to the next game?
I think that we made a lot of errors at the beginning of the game, probably like nerves at first, but I just think that we need to eliminate that in the next game and just keep playing our game, like I said, to the next one.
And so you're a senior this year. How does it feel to have the season dwindling down in such an exciting way?
It's kind of bittersweet. I don't want it to end, but I'm glad we're at NCS and we're doing good and we keep moving forward, and hopefully that will continue and the season won't end anytime soon.
Well, thank you for talking with me and good game today.
Thank you.
Back to you, Maggie.
Thanks, Kat. Yeah, it's always great to have Brooke Tannehill always there for her team, and we're really going to miss her the next year.
Right.
And it's been a great 3 games, 3 sets.
Exactly. So, takes a big team behind the scenes. It takes a big team behind the scenes to bring this broadcast of the Albany Eureka volleyball game to you. Producing tonight's show is Elliot Wong Toy with associate producer Lainey Maris and Christopher Qualls. Our engineers in charge tonight are Kat Superwit and Ori Mouse. Directing our show is Ryan Glatt, and technical director is Jacob Crowley. Making the show sound so good is audio engineer Brandon Yee. Shooting the match, our camera operators Catherine Hasu, Mitchell Buchan, and Cecilia Rubens is running graphics tonight. And on stats, we have Margarita Castro. Our sideline reporter is Kat Superwit. Beside me is Maggie Torpy-Murray. For Albany Student Broadcasting, this is Arnie Gassin-Canaan. See you next time.